248 fresh COVID-19 cases have been reported in Karnataka today. The total number of cases in the state now stands at 2,781. Number of deaths due to COVID-19 stands at 48. 12 new cases have been reported in the city. The total tally in the city now stands at 303. 10 people have succumbed to COVID-19 and 151 people have been discharged from hospitals after recovering. A woman who returned from Delhi to the city refused to be quarantined as per guidelines. The woman reportedly went ahead to attack the home guards who told her that she must be quarantined. The incident reportedly took place on May 27th and an FIR has been registered against the woman. 5 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 in Command Hospital in Bengaluru. They have been identified as patients number 2650, 2651, 2652, 2654 and 2711. Health officials are investigating as to how the defense personnel tested positive for COVID-19. A 48-year-old vegetable vendor from Malleswaram has tested positive for COVID-19. It is reported that the person used to sell vegetables at an APMC yard in ANEKAL. After a housekeeper in Shivajinagar turned into a super spreader in Chandni Chowk Road, the BMTC officials decided to random test in the area. So far, the health officials have collected throat swab samples of 70 people and have sent them for testing. The health department has identified a few areas in Padarayanapura as corona-free, and police officers came forward to remove barricades in these areas. A few women in the area opposed the move and a scuffle broke out between the police and women in the area. They demanded police to remove barricades in the entire area or leave them as they were. The pandemic is far from over. Without any fear of the pandemic, Bengalurians are seen violating the safety protocols when they step out of their homes. One such incident was witnessed in SP Road. People were seen roaming without wearing face masks and flouted social distancing norms. Confusion prevails in the city over the reopening of schools. General Secretary of CAMS says the schools are gearing up to reopen and have made all necessary changes. But the Karnataka government has not issued any directions or notifications allowing schools to reopen.
ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಶಾಲೆಗಳು ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಯಾನಿಟೈಸರ್ ಟನಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಯಾನಿಟೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಇತರೆ ಸೌಕರ್ಯಗಳು ಡಿಸ್ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತದ್ದು ಮಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದು ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಹುತೇಕ ಶಾಲೆಗಳೇನೋ ತೆರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆದರೆ ಪಾಲಕ ಪೋಷಕರು ಸಿದ್ಧ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಯಕ್ಷ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Members of the Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce and a few directors met Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and requested him to let the film industry and theatres to function after the 1st of June. They also placed a proposal requesting the Chief Minister to increase the price of tickets by 5 rupees.
ಒಂದು ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಪಕರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಕಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಧಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಸೇತುವೆಯಾಗಿ ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
Mall owners across the city are gearing up to open shopping complexes from 1st of June. Mall owners have readied a new standard operating procedure to ensure that those who enter the shopping complex are not symptomatic. Customers will be screened at the entry points and only asymptomatic patients will be let in. Hundreds of migrant workers had gathered outside CHIKKABANAVARA railway station in Nelamangala to board a train to their respective hometowns. 4 trains were arranged to ferry over 1,500 migrant workers to Bihar. As the lockdown has been eased, BMTC and KSRTC has resumed complete services in the city. The BMTC bus services were limited to certain routes, but now will be plying in all routes across the city. Lockdown is likely to be further eased from June 1st, and BMRCL is making preparations at metro stations to resume services. Metal detectors and other scanning devices are being inspected, and only up to 400 people will be allowed in a 6-coach metro train if the services were to resume. The authorities are planning on reducing the number of passengers allowed on the coach to maintain social distancing. Even as summer settles across the country, swimming pools are likely to remain out of bounds. Though there is no evidence yet that coronavirus can spread through a body of water, social distancing norms can be especially difficult to ensure in a pool. Meanwhile, the swimming pool businesses have been reeling under severe loss and the owners are crying foul. Hundreds of fish in Kommaghatta Lake near KENGERI were found dead. The dead fish washed ashore in the lake. Officials are yet to ascertain the reason for the death. BBMP officials distributed food kits to the poor and needy in Sagaipura ward, but residents are now complaining that the food kits the BBMP had distributed are adulterated and they cannot cook food with it. Hundreds of residents gathered in front of the BBMP office and staged a protest against the officials. Due to heavy rains, APMC market in ANEKAL has turned into a puddle. Over 300 shop vendors have set up their shops in APMC market, and now the shop vendors are having a tough time. The Karnataka government is likely to allow gyms and fitness centers to reopen in the state after the 1st of June. The gym owners have assured to follow the safety protocols that would be given out by the government and adhere to the rules. They have assured that in a batch they would allow only 10 to 15 members and properly sanitize the place.
ಫಸ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಜಿಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಯಾನಿಟೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಲೌಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥ್ರೋ ಮಾಸ್ಕು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲು ಅವ್ರೇನು ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ತಾರೋ ಏನು ಬಿಸ್ಲರಿ ತೊಗೊಂಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಟವಲ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ.
Priests in Bengaluru are gearing up to open temples from the 1st of June. The Karnataka government has given a green signal for the priests to open temples in the state, and hence temple premises are being sanitized and all the necessary arrangements are being made to open temples. The Transport Department has resumed operations of AC buses. The Volvo buses will resume operations from the 30th of May. Vayu Vajra and Vajra buses will ply from the airport to different parts of the city. Union Minister D.V. Sadananda Gowda, who is also an MP from Karnataka, wrote a letter to Foreign Affairs Minister Jaishankar requesting him to make arrangements to ferry stranded Indians in Qatar. It is reported that a large number of people from Hakipiki community are stranded in Qatar. In a shocking incident, a 24-year-old man was hacked to death in a broad daylight in Mahadevapura. The victim has been identified as Lokesh and he succumbed to his injuries. The brutal attack has been captured on CCTV. A case has been registered with the Mahadevapura police station and cops are on the lookout. Well, it's Rebel star AMBAREESH'S 68th birth anniversary. As per government's order, AMBAREESH'S fans are not allowed to visit the tombstone. AMBAREESH'S wife Sumalata Ambarish and a few family friends thronged the area and offered their prayers. Heavy rains battered Bengaluru, leaving roads in several localities inundated. Due to gusty winds, several trees were uprooted in the city. For the past 5 days, the city has witnessed heavy downpour, leading to traffic jams in several areas.